how to do this type of problems. That is dividing exponents. The first step to do this, I think, is to simplify this part of the problem, since it is multiplying this exponents. What you do is you rewrite that problem times x squared 2 to the power of 4. Okay. What you need to do is first you need to distribute this 4 to each of the variables. Okay. When you have this negative here before a variable, that means you automatically know that is you have a 1 here. So that is actually negative 1 x to the power of negative 4 times x y to the power of 2. Okay. What you do is you first need to do negative 1 to the power of negative 4. That is actually positive 1. So you just need to get rid of the negative sign. So what you do is you just rewrite the x. Okay. You rewrite the x. Now, to distribute the 4 to all these exponents, what you do is you just multiply them. So that means it's 4 times negative 4, which is negative 16. So you just write negative 16 here times, okay, when you have the variable alone, you automatically know that a 1 comes here. So it is actually x to the power of 1. So you multiply 1 times 4, which is x 4. Okay. And then you do y, and you multiply this 2, and that gives you y to the power of 8. Okay. So then you are left with this problem, which is multiplying the exponents. What you do is you need to combine the variables that are the same. So you cannot combine the x to the power of negative 16 to the y to the power of 8 because they are different variables. So you can only combine these two variables. So what you do is you rewrite the x like that, and you just add those two numbers, negative 16 plus 4, and that is negative 12. Then you just move down the y to the power of negative 8, since you cannot change it because you cannot combine it to any more number, to any more variables. Okay. Okay. So this is gonna be your new denominator. So what you need to do is you just rewrite your old numerator, which was x to the power of 4, y to the power of negative 2, and you put this in the denominator, x negative 12, y 8, and you put the original negative sign that it had. Okay, so what you do, this is the real dividing the exponents part. What you do is you divide the exponents of the variables that are the same. For example, you cannot do anything with this x to the power of 4 and this y to the power of 8 because they are different variables. So you need to take those two exponents, 4 and negative 12, because they come from the same variable, which is x, and you need to subtract them. So you take 4 minus negative 12, which is 16. So what you do is you put x16. You put it on the top of the fraction because x to the power of 4 is bigger than x to the power of negative 12. So you put the answer where the biggest variable is. So if your biggest variable were in the denominator, you place it in the denominator. But since in this case it is in the numerator, you just place it on the top of the fraction. Okay, and then you do negative 2 minus 8. And that is y negative 10. Now, you cannot have a negative exponent in your final answer. So what you do is you put the y to the power of 10 in the denominator. As soon as you place that variable in the denominator, it automatically changes to a positive 10. And you just move down your negative sign. So this is your final answer. You can tell you're done it with the problem as soon as you see that you cannot combine any more variables. And when you see that there are no negative exponents. So if you had a negative exponent, you automatically know that you cannot leave your answer like that. But since you cannot combine any more variables and your exponents are all positive, you know you're done. So this is your final answer. Thank you very much for listening.